Going on, guys? Back at it with part 2, undergroundstrengthcoach.com podcast for April 2018, and some solid questions. Earlier, when I had to take a break, I had to take my daughter to tennis. My son had a doubleheader baseball game. Then he had baseball practice. So this week, more baseball, and then one day a week, get him to wrestling. And that's it, guys. So let's see what this question was. I actually answered part of it without seeing that question. It's from Dave G. He said, "Hey, Zach, what are you currently reading? I see you've put up some Instagram posts of Napoleon Hill passages. What is your training at the moment and how many days, etc.?" So great question. My wife, it's upstairs. She bought me the Nook, which is like a Kindle reader for Barnes & Noble. She bought it from Barnes & Noble. I wish I got a Kindle reader to just purchase from Amazon, but I think they're pretty similar. I want to try to lay low. My bookshelves are not organized so well. I've got bookshelves vertical, horizontal, books vertical and horizontal, bookshelves bending and breaking. So I wanted to kind of consolidate. And I was speaking with a coach, and he said, he goes, if I love a book, first I buy it on Kindle. If I love it, then I buy the physical copy. So reading at the moment, Think and Grow Rich. Believe it or not, I never read the full book. I read so many books and got involved in so many programs that were influenced and inspired by Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. Lots of audiobooks from the website nightingale.com. Nightingale Conant was like the original success, organization. And basically they would, gather the most successful people, whether it was like health or wealth or relationships, business, and all kinds of, things that were, success oriented for life. And they would create programs with those people. So I've always been one that really felt better about myself, moved forward better with life when I was investing in myself. So Think and Grow Rich is what I've got right now. Some other books here, Mark Smelly-Bell's War on Carbs with nutrition. On the weekends, I loosen up my eating a little bit, but during the week, it almost resembles the old school Vince Gironda Stone Age diet, which is eggs and steak, very low carbohydrates during the week, a lot of water, obviously. The mornings that I travel to the university, which is an hour each way, I don't eat breakfast. I'll have 1 or 2 cups of tea. I'll usually train at the university, so my training is at 9 or 10 a.m. and basically do the same workout I have the athletes do, minus a lot of the plyo and the jump training. Being a little bit older now, my right knee has been a little bit wonky for the past few years and doesn't respond too well to a lot of jumping and landing and stuff like that. So I'm deadlifting, I'm box squatting, I'm benching and squatting with bands. I'm still doing a lot of kettlebell work, a lot of landmine work. I don't go overhead as much. Still do a lot of my calisthenics, my push-ups and pull-ups, a lot of unilateral work, split squats, Bulgarian split squats, lunges, things like that. Let me see if I could pause this for a second. Whoop, not yet. Just a second, guys. Hello? He's upstairs. Yes. I'm doing a podcast. Talk to you later. Okay, guys. My wife was double checking if I actually picked up my son from baseball practice. No trust. No trust. This is a book I go back to a lot of the time, To Bring Business, about growing your gym, real basic stuff. Chad Smith hooked me up with their books when I gave him my book. He's got a lot of books. Those are the guys at Juggernaut Strength. This is a really good book. Anything from Stephen Pressfield, guys, right here. I mean, The Authentic Swing is about being yourself, writing from the heart. Stephen Pressfield is awesome. Turning Pro is probably the book I gift the most. I give it to people whether they are entrepreneurs or not, because even the opening line in here, Steve actually signed this copy for me. For Zach, you are the man, Stephen Pressfield. Look at the opening line. First, I wrote in The War of Art that I could divide my life neatly into 2 parts, before turning pro and after. After is better. Turning pro is actually what I feel like I've experienced through my just better eating habits the past 8 weeks. This is a book that I just consistently flip open. to any page, any page, even though I've got it bookmarked. Just reading about the intensity and the work ethic and the craziness of these athletes, it makes me feel normal. I feel like I could relate to Tim Grover because of the intensity. And I hope that one day, speaking of the other question about what is the future of underground strength division, I need to work with athletes that are consistent. So I need to work with obsessed athletes because I'm a little bit crazy myself. And to be successful, you're always in that crazy zone. You're not always, but you go into that crazy zone. You can't become a success in anything by doing normal actions, normal anything. This is a book that keeps my head in the game with kind of the the roller coaster of business, the politics of being a strength coach. That is something that's crucial. Brett Bartholomew's Conscious Coaching. This is real powerful. It's a book that I can relate to a lot because of the art of coaching. I'm not a very, when it comes to coaching, I'm not so concrete where I feel like you have to do this or you have to do that. I am, as I'm rewriting the Underground Strength and Sports Performance Manual, I am consistently finding that I almost don't want to give people concrete workouts to follow. You must do this, you must do that. Every situation is different. What works at one Division I university does not work at another. What works at one underground strength gym does not work at another. The geography and how the kids are raised and where they come from, even just in different parts of New Jersey, changed the way we actually had to coach some of these kids. Very interesting. So training is 3 to 4 days a week. Very much like what you guys, would expect from me. Just certain things I'm a little bit limited with. So I don't go crazy with benching and incline and overhead pressing, but I do hard lower body, hard pulling, and I could clean and do a lot of good stuff. I've actually rehabbed my shoulder, which what seemed like a pretty serious injury. And I've just done so much face pulls. I do side raises. I do a lot of chain work because the chains, all the kind of wobbling and attaching bands and kettlebells to stuff, I feel like it improved the integrity of my joints. And I've been doing a lot more shoulder health exercises like incline, chest supported Cuban press, row, rotate, press, return. And I just figured shit out on my own. And it's pretty exciting to just keep getting better. So give me 1 second, guys. I'm just shutting off the heat down here. Give me 1 second. Okay. So let's check out the next question. Go to flipping back and forth here. Next question. What recovery methods do you use and recommend for people you train? And what recovery methods do you use for yourself? So number one, the best recovery methods are the simplest, and either they're free or you're doing them already. So what foods do you eat? Since I cut out a lot of processed foods, and by processed I mean I eat some granola bars, I'll eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, I'll eat 1 peanut butter jelly sandwich a day, I'll eat some chips, even if it's from Trader Joe's. I'll have carbohydrates. And I found that when I got to this kind of Stone Age style of eating, limiting my carb intake, having carbs when I really feel it, and my carbs are now white rice or some sort of a potato or sweet potato, is my right knee had some swelling in it, and that swelling has gone down. So the food you eat is part of the recovery process. Sleeping is crucial. When I don't get to bed early enough, and I consistently wake up early, I feel the effects of my body getting run down. So what I will do, let's say I don't have to go to the university the next day. Maybe I won't wake up at 5 a.m. Maybe I'll wake up at 6:30 or 6:45 a.m. and get to bed by 10 p.m. the latest, sometimes a little bit earlier, and catch up on a little bit of that sleep. Maybe I'll sneak in a nap during the day. That's pretty rare nowadays, but maybe I could do it. And then just increasing water intake, paying mind to some of the minerals and vitamins that I might be lagging in. So extra magnesium, potassium, just kind of doing these simple things and listening to my body. So training every other day instead of every day. And I encourage the same stuff to the athletes I train. Most people, they're not overtrained or over anything. They are just undernourished, underrested. They eat, sleep, and live like amateurs, yet they want, professional style results. What one question have you never been asked when being interviewed that you wish you were? Yeah, I don't think I've come across anything like that. A lot of people ask me a lot of business questions. The one thing I do often say is it's interesting that they ask me so many business questions when training wise, I feel like I'm at the top of my game. Like I could build hammers, but people want to know about the business when probably the business is my biggest struggle. So I haven't had any questions that were never asked of me, but I do ask that question often to the people that I'm podcasting with. I go, was there a question that you wanted me to ask that nobody asked you or I didn't ask you? What one person do you wish you could get on the Strong Life podcast? Man, I don't think I have. Sorry, guys, I'm just cleaning some crap off the computer. I'd love to have a wider audience reach. People have reached out to me saying they want me to be on Joe Rogan's podcast, which I think would really, blow people away because he's such an amazing interviewer where he would really pull the story, the ups, the downs, and it's a, 3-hour podcast. So I think that would be tremendous if I could be on a podcast with him. I would love to interview people like Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then also I'd like to connect with guys like Steven Pressfield. He's been interviewed very rarely. He doesn't really like to go on podcasts unless they're big names. But I like to really interview not just these, why would I want to interview Sly or Arnold? We need to share stories of people overcoming obstacles. Sly, many know the story of how he had no money while he was writing Rocky. He had to sell his dog. And then when he made money from the movie, he bought his dog back from the guy he sold it to. Arnold Schwarzenegger, escaping the military, climbing the walls to go and compete in the Mr. Junior Europe. And then knowing he would get punished, he did it anyway. And just that aggressive, make it happen no matter what, just fighting for your goals. It's so inspiring. I'd also like to interview legitimate, people that are out there making money, doing business things that quote unquote normal people need to learn from. How can we make our money work for us? How can we invest in real estate? Is it smart to invest in real estate? So I would like to, broaden the scope of the Strong Life podcast. Right now, it's a lot of strength coaches. And I think what we're doing is we're creating a vacuum where strength coaches are gaining more knowledge, but I don't necessarily know how many more strength coaches are becoming more successful. People are running business seminars for strength coaches, and many of those people don't run a gym business themselves. And they're creating be a coach to the coach's business, but the coaches still come back struggling. And I want to find a way to create a business or create something that would put me out of business. Meaning, if I'm going to create a seminar for the coaches, a business for the coaches, I want those coaches to all become successful. So I go out of business. I don't want people to rely on me. So, in that respect, what would a business person say to me? Whoa, the whole reason behind your business is that you're supposed to make money. You're supposed to grow a business. But a true leader creates more leaders. He does not create, servants and slaves under him. So that's something that's on my mind quite a lot. I answered that. When will your updated version of the Underground Strength Manual be coming out? So right now, guys, I am on page, give me a second here. I'm on page 184. So this thing goes to about page 400. But that's, I believe, with photos in there. So I'll probably keep those photos in there. Today is Sunday, guys. I woke up, I wrote in the morning. After I took, I don't even remember what the heck happened this morning. After I took my son and did his warm up outside, I came in and wrote and did part one of the podcast. Took my daughter to tennis, came back after baseball. After I made dinner, I'm back to writing. So I am 10xing my productivity. I think I could get this done by the end of May. So I have 30 days. I prefer to get it done before that. And what I'm doing is like 10xing my productivity and cutting deadlines in half and being much more aggressive. But at the same time, I've got some other, business and professional things going on that I'm making some pretty big changes this month, and launched a seminar, the Strong Life Experience. I also will be launching another Strong Life Mastermind. I used to call it the Strength Coach Brotherhood, but I'm going to launch that again, which is a 3-month coaching program through Facebook. So I'm pretty excited. And the manual has to get done before Memorial Day, absolutely. And this is just the Underground Strength and Sport Performance Manual. There's the other sub-manuals that come with it, the No Rules Training Manual, the Stone Training Manual, the Beast Strength Program. I added so much stuff to that program because I never want somebody to invest in any of my courses and feel like you're getting years and years of workouts. You're getting several hundred pages of powerful information, not just bullshit fluff and size 16 font. And I want you getting 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times the value from it, and something that you could use forever. So I'm making this one timeless. I'm sure I'll upgrade it down the road, but I'm killing it right now, and I'm pretty excited about that. Let's go back to the next question. How's your nutrition at the moment? You mentioned in an email that you changed your nutrition and dropped some weight. That's from Dave G. So I think I dropped about 10 pounds, and basically following, a little bit of like the war on carbs, Stone Age, and just got sick of feeling kind of sluggish. I'm like, man, I want to get tight and see my abs. And I want to be don't segment your excellence. I'm going to be a great coach, but I'm going to be okay at eating. I'm going to be a great businessman, but my health is going to suffer. I'm going to be, an average father, but I'm going to put all my effort into the business and ignore my children. I don't want that. I want to be great at everything. There's no such thing as balance. It will always be this way, teeter-tottering, but I'm putting my heart and soul into everything and making a lot of changes in life in general. So I don't think there were any more questions. Hockey Puck was saying, yep, I posted a video of the Ultimate Warrior where he talks about do the work of your life. And that was a powerful video. Make sure you guys dig in and check out, go on the search function and just type in Ultimate Warrior, and you will see videos or audios from our interview, as well as I believe the video from the one and only Underground Strength Conference. So I might do another Underground Strength Conference. It might be called an Underground Strength Gathering, and I'm really thinking about doing that again. That's it, guys. Underground Strength Academy, undergroundstrengthcoach.com. Let's stay better connected on the forum. I check in pretty much every day. Feel free to ask me questions. And, a lot of times if it's like a question that needs a thorough answer, I answer with a private video, unlisted video, and I post it on the forum. Okay? Talk to you guys later. Much respect. Thank you.